The story of our solar system begins 4.6 billion years ago inside of a molecular cloud. A molecular cloud is a cloud of dust mainly consisting of H2, some heavy metals, and other cosmic debris. Inside of this molecular cloud, also known as a stellar nursery, there are dense pockets of gas called a nebula. These nebula normally maintain an equilibrium with the gravity pulling it inwards and internal pressure forcing it outwards. Our nebula was 65 light years across. That just shows you how large these nebula can be. Now, like I said, nebula normally stay the same. However, a huge supernova caused external pressure to force this nebula to start to collapse. This collapse of the nebula, which is all the matter in our solar system, took about 0 to 100,000 years. The collapse of the nebula formed what is known as a protoplanetary disk. This is a disk of matter that has angular momentum, and as the size of this continues to decrease, the rotation of the disk also increases. At the center of this protoplanetary disk was our forming sun, also known as a T-Tauri protostar. This star had similar heat to the star we have now. It had a larger radii, it was brighter, but it doesn't have any fusion yet, which is what differentiates it from the star that we have right now. As this protostar is condensing and exuding energy, smaller elements are pushed further and further away into the protoplanetary disk. They pass the frost line and condense into gas and ice, leaving mainly metals and rock in the inner part of the planetary disk. Through a process known as accretion, the matter inside of the protoplanetary disk collides and increases in size, up until they get as large as a baby planet. These baby planets are known as planetesimals, and they grow very slowly. They grow only a couple centimeters every year, but over a long time that adds up to a lot, and this is how some of our planets were formed. During the early evolution of our solar system, this was a very turbulent time for all of our early planets. The collision of small planetesimals into each other is what led to the formation of our moon, as well as some craters on Mars. As we talked about earlier, the gases were pushed further out into the disk, causing the first 4 planets to be the terrestrial planets, mainly made out of rocks and other metals. However, the following 4 planets are mainly made out of gas. However, Jupiter and Saturn have a rocky core, which leads scientists to wonder how this could have happened, where only the gases were that far out. These are one of the mysteries of how our solar system developed. And finally, during this time, our protostar has condensed into a fully fledged star, also known as a main star. This is where the sun has enough gravitational pull to start having fusion occur. This is what gave energy for the rest of the solar system and eventually gave rise to life on our Earth.